2008, the ConstructionJobs.com Championship. Semi number 1, Patrick Allen looking for his second title of the season versus Danny Wiseman and his 11 career titles. Semi number 2 has the best bowler on television, Tommy Jones versus Ryan Shafer, who last won 84 events ago. Happy New Year to you and yours. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday with us. Rob Stone joined by Randy Peterson, and the PBA is back after a 2-week holiday break. And Patrick Allen is back as well. This will be the lefty's third consecutive televised appearance. And suddenly, Randy, Walter Ray Williams Jr. no longer a shoo-in for the Player of the Year honors.
Yeah, you're right. Patrick Allen's had a solid season. He had a win earlier in Baltimore. He followed that up the very next week with a third-place finish, heading us into the break. And Patrick's picking up right where he left off. Remember, he's got some pretty good history in this center. He is the defending champion. And when speaking with Patrick Allen last night, he told us both that he feels like he's back to where he was when he won the Player of the Year honors just a couple of seasons ago.
And speaking of Player of the Year honors, with a win today, that would give him 14 points, would tie him with Walter Ray Williams Jr. atop the Denny's 2007-2008 PBA Player of the Year points race. So while Allen has thrived on television lately, his opponent, Danny Wiseman, he seemed to have wilted under the lights. He's riding a 4-match televised losing streak.
Well, Danny Wiseman has been struggling through injuries ever since an automobile accident in Chicago about 2 years ago. And Danny fights through injuries on a weekly basis out here. It's just all he can do to get down and throw strikes week in and week out.
And our second semifinal, two guys trying to put a rocky 2007 part of the season behind them.
First half of the season has not been kind for Ryan Shafer and Tommy Jones. In fact, only one top 10 finish for the two of them. Two guys that are used to making a lot of television, looking to right the ship today.
It'll be Patrick Allen and Danny Wiseman opening us up, and you will not be able to miss Danny Wiseman at all today. If you like green, you like Danny Wiseman today. And Danny and I avoided a very embarrassing situation. I was going to wear that same shirt today. Would have been awfully awkward. Here's Wiseman to start us off in 2008. This is his first televised event of the season. Best finish prior to today was 7th place at the CLR Windy City Classic.
Pretty good looking shot here to start. And something that you normally don't see on the shark pattern, and that's playing the outside part of the lane, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Look out.
Ooh. He did not like that the second it left his hand.
Third single pin spare that Danny Wiseman has missed this week. When you talk to the players about this oil pattern this week here at the National Bowling Stadium, the password was slick.
Speaking of slick, Patrick Allen has been slick on the lanes, and you saw Danny Wiseman go down to, it looked like his left ankle. Originally I thought it might have been a shoe problem, but that left ankle has been bothering him since that auto accident in Chicago late November of 2005. We'll get into more of that in just a second, but here's Patrick Allen making his third consecutive televised appearance. So the 7-pin refusing to go down today so far.
Patrick Allen has been in fuego about the last month and a half out here. It doesn't matter what the scoring pace is like or what pattern we're bowling on, he's making shows. Third consecutive show, as you mentioned. And this is where it all turned around for PA last season.
And he completes what Wiseman missed. Allen's 236 average, number 1 on the tour this season. There's his average this week, 224.72.
Patrick Allen, former Player of the Year. Danny Wiseman, a major championship winner out here. Right now, Danny trying to shake off the early open frame. Patrick Allen looking to ride the wave.
Methodical approach from the lefty. And our first strike of the new year.
And for those of you that
in 2 weeks.
Or Patrick Allen fans, you know he's a bit methodical, but it's not just in bowling. I play a lot of golf with PA, and he's just as slow playing golf. Nice hit there. Trips out the 5-10.
You didn't tell me he was a slow golfer. I may be out of that foursome now.
You got to time him with an hourglass.
There we go. Wiseman blows them up. On the board.
And the key this week was speed. Watching excessive ball speed. If you get a little bit too aggressive, the ball will hydroplane and it'll never pick up down the lane. It's one of our longer patterns that we use out here. And the guys have used a lot of surface, a lot of sanding of their bowling equipment to try to get the ball to grip the lane.
Wiseman had been working on getting his swing earlier and from a higher spot, but dropped it down this week. A little flatter swing, cut the speed down, go more up the back of it. He's got a double.
Buddy, you're starting to get that bowling lingo down, aren't you? Well, you sound like a touring pro.
I play like one, too. I'll show you in Vegas.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
So Wiseman, after an open frame, goes back-to-back strikes. Here's Patrick Allen now working on a strike here in the third frame. This week, his strike percentage just a shade under 69%, tops of the field. Number 3 on this season's money list.
Oh, that's got a hook.
Maybe lucky to get 8 there. He didn't like that one either.
Yeah, you heard PA say train wreck. He didn't like it. He threw it a little bit too hard. And it's not going to hook on this pattern. They're too slick.
The shark pattern, the longest of the 5 patterns, 44 feet of oil. We're going to get more into it a little bit later, but folks, I guess they kind of usually migrate towards the center of the lane as that ball just doesn't have the tendency to hook back to the pocket if it wanders too close towards the gutter. Nice pickup!
I didn't think I made that.
Spare strike, spare for Allen.
I do not think I made that. Wow.
Well, you just got to get the ball to the left side of the 5-pin and just catch enough of it to slide it over into the 10, and he does that. He didn't think he made it, but he caught just enough of the 10-pin. Getting back to the shark pattern, this season on television, it's the lowest averaging pattern. It's the toughest pattern we've bowled on, or the players have bowled on, all season.
Oh! Drops them all. No pin standing. Spare strike for Allen through 4. Wiseman looking for the first turkey of 2008. Won his last title 66 events ago. That was the 2004 USBC Masters. Ironically enough, his opponent that day, Patrick Allen.
Very interesting.
Some may find it interesting. So he missed the 7-pin to give himself an open frame in the first. Now he takes aim at the 10-pin here in the fourth. And a mock celebration and shout out. Great personality, Danny Wiseman. You can tell by the jersey and the flames. He's a bit of a character when you get him outside the bowling center. Here's his numbers this week. Took down the #1 bowler in the world, Walter Ray Williams Jr. in the round of 16, 4-1.
A great 7-game match against Dino Castillo.
Like that one.
And you alluded to it earlier, Rob, where you said Danny has to keep his hand up the back of the ball, and that's to get it to hook, to get it to pick up. As soon as the players move further in and try to create a little bit more angle, that's when they want to start getting around the side a little bit more and creating a little bit more axis rotation or axis tilt. It's the same for Patrick Allen. He told us the same thing last night. He says, my key this week is keeping my hand up the back and rolling it. Every time I thumb it down, it's not good.
Now Allen going over to the right-hand lane, and looks like
hit it.
There may have been some scuff marks left over, some shoe residue, some skid marks.
Maybe a bug or something.
Nice weather we're having here, huh?
So yeah, he's waiting for a re-rack.
There you go.
That is.
That was a conversation with the crowd.
Speaking of the weather, Rob, how many inches of snow have we had the last couple of days here?
Just confirming why you and I live in Florida.
Woo!
Talking about 10 feet of snow in the mountains that are just west of us, and several of our production crew members had to make a rather lengthy drive from Sacramento to Reno, and not the direct route. And we appreciate their effort and glad they're here safe, and glad they're here working as well.
I'm fresh out of toboggans.
That's got a chance.
He's got more than a chance. He's got a double.
Come on, man. Stay under
Up 12.
Under it.
As we begin the 6th frame.
You hear that self-talk that PA's famous for. Stay under it, stay under it. He's talking about that handstand behind the back of the ball.
There's his playing averages this week. When asked to sum up his season so far, he said good start, then kind of a lull for a few weeks. In the last 3 weeks, a nice turnaround. And he is right in the thick of the Player of the Year race with Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Come on, Hawks. Yes!
Drop and give me 10.
Little brother. Come on, Reno.
Allen firing up the crowd with the first turkey of the season. Allen on top by 22. Danny Wiseman waiting in the wings. The ConstructionJobs.com Championship is brought to you by ConstructionJobs.com. Earn what you're worth. By Denny's. Denny's always works. By Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com. And we welcome you back to the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada, the 13th Denny's PBA Tour event held here at this facility. And yes, Patrick Allen is looking for a ham bone. Randy Peterson, Rob Stone here with you as we take a look at our oil pattern, courtesy of the Lumber Liquidators. Know the wood.
Shark pattern, 44 feet in length. All the players said the same thing. Very slick. Normally, you start around the second arrow on both sides of the lane. But this week, the players have been able to somehow groove a little something with sanded equipment on the outside part of the lane. As the lanes break down, the players migrate in. Let's take a look at a graphic, the numbers showing the difference between qualifying and match play. Look how low the numbers are this week. Remember, we talked about the Shark being a very low scoring pattern. Check this out right here. 201 average around to 64 to make it to match play. You see what happens after that, though. The averages start to go up because in a bracketed format that's one-on-one on one pair of lanes, the players can take sanded equipment and start kind of plowing a little path for them to the pocket.
300 games were bowled this week. The average so far through the course of the year, 4.7 per event. Here's Danny Wiseman, down 22 in the 6th.
That was just too firm. Now the commercial break, didn't want to get soft.
Well, the mistake for Danny Wiseman is not firm and to the right. It should be firm and to the left and try to yank it up into that massive oil that's on the lanes. You can't miss right on this pattern unless you're starting to play the middle part of the lane. The lanes have broken down. The pattern's starting to go away. But playing the outside part of the lane, you can't miss to the right.
So Wiseman now has 2 open frames of the 6 he's bowled.
Too hard.
And we mentioned at the outset his issues under the lights. If he falls today, he'll go to 0-5 through his last 5 televised appearances, setting a new career worst mark for Wiseman. Baltimore native picks up the slack there. Got into bowling by throwing at the duck pins in Baltimore. His dad would take he and his sister out there around the ages 3, 4, and 5. First league at age 7. His first average as a 7-year-old, 119. Not bad, Danny.
Beautiful looking game, Danny Wiseman. It's too bad the injuries have hampered him the last couple of years. He still throws it good.
So Patrick Allen up now has striked in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. We are looking for our first ham bone of 2008.
Come on, Hoss. Yes,
Ham
baby.
bone! That's right. I told you, if you bring a ham bone sign, I'm putting you on television. Oh, wait, was that a bad ham bone sign? I couldn't read. There was some fine print there. It looked like a credit card thing. We don't want a turkey. We want a ham bone. All right, that's a good ham bone sign. There, if you, and I tell you what, if you bring a good ham bone sign, we'll put you up multiple times. Yeah. Although I think I've heard some rumors that there are some negative ham bone signs out there. So Allen now with 4 in a row, looking for 5 and really pulling away early from Wiseman. Allen up 44. He's got some wood issues with his boots. Wiseman's got some other issues to deal with.
Everywhere. Come on. Come on. Oh, man.
Right, very heavy on the head pin there.
A lot of distractions. Excuse me. A lot of distractions going through Patrick Allen's head there. He's messing around with the approach. He just didn't look like he was ever ready to throw it. Got a shot clock violation.
Shoe issue.
Now he's just looking to stay clean, trying to convert the 2-7.
There was also some residual sound from some warm-ups going on several lanes over in this massive complex.
Got a chance? Yes.
Well, he's had 2 pretty nice pickups today so far.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, he was player of the year before. That's why he's won major championships, 10 titles to his credit. That's why he's in the top 10 in just about every statistical category out here. The guy's a player. He's had 2 splits. He's clean. He's got a 4-bagger or a ham bone. Now you've got me saying it. Oh, my God.
It's spreading. It's contagious. Wiseman, 11 Denny's PBA Tour titles, including 1 major, the 2004 Masters. You mentioned that auto accident. He was going to a bowling show in Chicago late November of 2005. His car was basically at a stop, and he was rear-ended by a car going, he said to us yesterday, about 40 miles per hour. He now has to wear a compression sock on that left ankle and left lower leg from that accident. He wears it all day except for when he's in bed. He has what they call lymphangioma, fluid from a catastrophic injury that will not go away. It is a lifetime injury. Back-to-back strikes.
Another good-looking shot there. And Danny Wiseman's game physically is all about from the waist down. It's all about legs and creating leverage, and that's the one part of his game that he looks like he struggles with.
Well, he's back now with 3 strikes in a row. He's telling us yesterday to start the season, his body fat percentage was right around your area, 12.5%, Randy. Spends a lot of time working on the legs, the core, the upper body.
You got the numbers backwards, pal.
But he said body fat up to 13 and 14 now after all those holiday meals. But you usually lose your body fat during the holiday meals, right?
Yeah.
Suck up.
Allen continues to blister the field right now.
Patrick Allen, if he goes spare strike in the 10th frame, will shoot 228. The best Danny Wiseman can do if he strikes out is 226. So right now, Danny Wiseman is hoping for an opening from Patrick Allen.
Best Allen could do is a 248.
Come on. We on it. got a chance, Hoss. That's got a chance. That's got a chance.
Yo, Mop.
Yes, Reno.
I tell you, he knows when it's good and when it's bad. The second it's leaving his hand.
Well, the players at this level, they all know when it's good and when it's bad as soon as it leaves their hand.
Feel the fire.
If it's going in the right direction and it's off their hand the right way, they can feel it instantly. They know whether or not it's going to get there.
And he's letting us know today as well. Up 32.
That's how you got to throw it right there, bro.
And Allen will move on to the final of the ConstructionJobs.com championship. Strong showing here in semi number 1.
Sick.
Strike here will give him 248.
And this match came down to open frames. 2 open frames for Danny Wiseman, 2 split conversions for Patrick Allen.
Yeah, the ball's pretty good there.
Allen may have just figured things out here. All over but the shouting.
I'm going to get you one of those Wiseman shirts for Vegas.
I would love one. I can't believe Santa didn't throw one in my stocking. What do I got to do? He was en route to a Brooklyn strike there. Now Wiseman knows it's done. And he's pretty much just standing up and chucking. So Danny's issues on television continue, but it's always a positive to at least be on television. 248 to 192. Patrick Allen moves on to the title game where he'll be seeking his second title of the year. We check in now on our CLR clean sweep, and it's with Patrick Allen pretty much pulled away here. 4th, 5th, 6th, and they're the 7th to complete the ham bone. 4 strikes in a row. Allen moves on 248 to 192. When we return, we get set for semifinal number 2 and show you the top 5 moments from the season thus far. PBA live from Reno. Welcome back to Reno, where in 1998, Parker Bone III made history, becoming just the 12th player in the history of the PBA Tour to roll a televised 300 game. He did it here at the 1998 Masters. Perfection from Parker Bone III. And Parker Bone won our last event of the season in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And we're back with you in Reno, Nevada, the National Bowling Stadium. Randy Peterson, Rob Stone with you for the ConstructionJobs.com championship. Glad you're spending part of your Sunday with us. I want to remind you that the PBA, Denny's, and the USBC have joined forces to bring back the Denny's All-American High School Championships to crown the nation's top high school male and female bowlers. The finals of the competition, which awards $10,000 in scholarship money to the winners, will take place immediately following the 65th Denny's U.S. Open and will be televised by ESPN. Applications now, they're due by January 21st, and they are available at pba.com, so make sure to log on today. Now the season's top 5 moments thus far. And we start at number 5, the debut of the PBA Women's Series. After 4 years, women's professional bowling is back. Carolyn Doran Ballard, Shannon Pluhowski, Joy Esterson, and Deandra Aspady all capturing titles.
Rob, it was great to see the Women's Series, and we look forward to more next season.
Number 4 takes us to the Lake County, Indiana Classic, where after 200 events in his career, Michael Haugen Jr. finally gets his first tour title.
Man, he's watching Wes Malott here, and Wes Malott leads a massive ringing 10. Haugen can't believe it. Enjoy it, Michael. Nothing's as sweet as your first time.
Thank you.
Number 3, we head south. The Southpaw Showdown in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Rookie Rhino Page battling Hall of Fame lefty Parker Bone III. Rhino Page just lit up the TQRC this fall, qualifying in 6 of 7 tournaments.
But the veteran Parker Bone was not quite ready to pass the left-handed torch to Rhino Page. A 267-257 win for Bone as he captures his 31st PBA Tour crown.
Number 2 comes from the CLR Windy City Classic, where Robert Smith took his game literally to lofty heights.
Right you are, my friend. Well, the lanes got completely fried earlier in the day, and Robert did what only a handful of other players around the world can do. Loft the gutter cap. Some 15 feet down the lane for precarious path to the pocket. Welcome back, Maximum Bob.
And our number one story, a recurring theme throughout the first half of the season, Walter Ray Williams Jr. continuing to show why he is simply the best ever.
As far as kegglers are concerned, Walter Ray Williams Jr. has ended the Earl versus Walter debate. 5 TV finals in the first half, titles 43 and 44. Urethane, resin, plastic. It doesn't matter what Walter Ray is throwing, he finds a way to win. Heck, I'd pick Walter Ray against the field if he was throwing a Nerf ball.
With the first half of the season complete, WRW is well on his way to his record 7th Player of the Year honors for Patrick Allen, now giving him a run for his money. Guys who are not in Player of the Year honor category, just trying to stay above the cut line, are some of these guys. And the big one, number 44, Norm Duke, but you like his odds in the second half of the season.
Well, Norm Duke was in the 50s before this week. He's been battling an injury, but finished 9th. Had a nice week this week. Norm has a right calf strain. He's been in therapy for about the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. He says he's feeling better. He says it only hurts when I bowl. But remember, last season, Norm Duke missed 7 events. It came back and almost won Player of the Year honors. Phenomenal year. You can never count this guy out.
Duke at 44. He began the week at 51, so he's already made a significant move up. Semifinal number 2 coming your way. Ryan Shafer, Tommy Jones, 2 interesting styles, courtesy of the Vitorin split screen.
Power on the left, the voodoo roll on the right. Check out the arc to the pocket on the left, a little bit straighter shot to the pocket. 2 ways to do it.
Semi number 2 when we return. Our thanks go out to Joe Kelly, Vice President of Facilities here at the National Bowling Stadium. I don't think Joe likes to be on television.
Leave Joe alone.
Good guy. And what a facility here. How many lanes is it? I'm seeing upwards of 70.
80 straight across.
Good gracious.
6 stories. What are we, 5, 6 stories up now. I think they got another floor or so.
It is an awesome bowling spectacle. Today's bracket update, Patrick Allen has moved on to the final where he will take on one of these 2 men, Tommy Jones or Ryan Shafer. There is Ryan Shafer from Horseheads, New York. We'll tell you how the town got its name in a moment. It's a good story. Apparently there's differing stories as well. Whoa.
Nice shot.
Completely missed the pocket.
Don't drop it or anything.
He just missed this one completely at the bottom of the swing. Watch this. This ball's out of his hand like a wet bar of soap, and it's got no chance to get up to the pocket.
I asked him yesterday how his season's gone. He said, I've been suicidal. Not a good year. A bit of an exaggeration, but said, I really should have made the TV show in Detroit. Buffalo, I had 2 7-tins and missed out. But success this week. Felt the lower scoring pace helped him and did some new drillings. Nice pickup! Oh, Ryan, you're all right, my friend. I didn't see Ryan Shafer at the presidential debates last night in New Hampshire. He was busy getting set today to bowl here in Reno versus Tommy Jones. Again, 2 guys had a rough beginning to this season. This will be Jones' best finish of this season. He finished 7th at the last event, the Spartanburg Classic, and he leaves a 7-pin there.
Lanes are so slick this week. Even Tommy Jones with that high rev rate is throwing sanded equipment.
Said he's been throwing it a little slower this week, helped his timing. But he's been distracted. Lost his luggage when he got here. Didn't have it when he started bowling. It finally arrived about 8:30 in the morning on Thursday.
Wasn't even able to bowl practice session because he had no clothes to bowl in, so he just stood around and watched.
Hasn't been very good this year, according to him. Some good weeks, some bad stuff, bad breaks, made some poor decisions. But a good showing in his last event in Spartanburg. Again, the 7-pin
You guys
stands
don't know how good of a break that was.
against Tommy.
I think Tommy's a little surprised that one got back to the pocket, but still, 2 pretty good shots, 2 not so good breaks, leaving 2 swishing 7s back to back.
This is his first televised appearance of the season, and first since winning the final event of last season. Slams down the 7.
That's pretty fast.
And it's coming with some velocity, some RPMs. So spare for Jones. Shafer working off a spare as well. He picked up the always popular 1-2-4-10 split to give himself a mark in the first. Drop and give me 10. So Shafer from Western New York, just about on the Pennsylvania-New York border, about 5 minutes from Elmira as we take a look at our matchup. Shafer, his 21st year on the tour, taking on Tommy Jones. You see Jones there on the right. Shafer up 1 as we begin the third.
Yeah, that's pretty high flush there, back to back. And it makes all the difference in the world. 10 versus 6. When you miss it at the bottom versus when you get a handful at the bottom. Ryan Shafer got a lot of help this week from one of the better instructors in the nation, Mike Jasnow. Get to that in a minute. Tommy Jones, right lane, looking for his first strike.
And there it is. We were talking about that adjustment, Randy.
Which adjustment?
Are we doing the same
Which guy?
show?
Are we on the same show?
You and Tommy was telling us yesterday.
Well, Tommy Jones has made an adjustment in terms of how he gets the ball into the swing. He was struggling with his push away, and I think what was happening with Tommy was he was getting the ball into the swing a little bit too late, causing the ball to get up to the top of the swing late, and then forcing him to pull it down. Watch how early he gets this one into the swing so he can get it to the top and wait for it. Well, it's not how, it's how many. And right here, Tommy Jones gets away with another one on this left lane. That was a pretty poor shot, but Tommy Jones trips a 2-8 late. If that was me, that would have been a 2-8-10.
Shafer up with a 1-pin advantage as he begins his fourth frame.
Oh.
Same thing.
Jesus.
Way right.
Getting back to Mike Jasnow working with Ryan Shafer this week. They worked on his push away. His push away was getting really kind of steep and just kind of slamming the ball into the downswing. And what they worked on was trying to get it a little bit more round. Watch him how he pushes it out here. He's trying to make it a little bit more round. There looked like a timing issue where Ryan just got to the foul line with the ball kind of at the same time, and that's why he missed it at the bottom of the swing.
So the lane's very slick this week, inconsistent from lane to lane, hence the lower scores. Picks that one up.
Both players like the lower scoring pace as well this week. And Ryan Shafer's last title came on this very same pattern. And the last time we saw Ryan on television, he bowled 300 against Jeff Carter in Indianapolis.
His attitude for the second half of the season, go in with the clear head. He's been in a bit of a rut lately. It seems like he's always finishing in the 30s. And he says, I'm stubborn, I'm regimented, and I had to step back out of that box. Can't wait for things to come to me. I need to be proactive, hence some new drillings. He's reading the lanes differently.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Missing every shot at the bottom of the swing.
Yeah, look aboard left.
It's either playing the wrong part of the lane or he's making bad shots. The first couple of shots in the right lane looked like he missed them. That shot there looked like the same thing where he kind of missed a little bit to the right. So it's either a step to the left or a step to the right. You got to get out of that zone.
This is the same leave he had last frame. He was able to pick it up. One, 2, 4, 8. I'll drop again.
Got that shot down.
And Tommy Jones takes over now. He started spare, has since gone strike, looking for a turkey here. Jones 28-7, an 80% winning percentage on television in 16 career televised appearances. Best bowler under the lights percentage-wise.
See the way Tommy kind of corkscrews his thumb in there. Very unique the way he puts his hand in the bowling ball.
Nice pocket hit. He was number 10 on last season's World Point rankings. Trying to move into the top 10 this week and next week in Medford, Oregon.
He's got a turkey, Rob.
You know what that means. Ham bones in the oven.
Watch him kind of Spider-Man this shot out of his hand right at the bottom of the swing. Watch that hand just kind of open up. Gets that elbow cocked, the wrist loaded, and then right at the bottom of the swing, just unloads right towards the pins.
There will be no ham bone for Tommy Jones.
Throw it a little slower, maybe. Might hook, you know. Maybe. Gah.
And again, that was the theme this week is if you get too firm, watch the ball just hydroplane. You got to stay soft enough so that the ball creates some friction. And hook back into that 1-3 pocket. Tommy Jones has got his hands full now with the 2-7-8. This isn't the easiest split conversion. You take the 8 out, now it's just the baby split.
And the split conversions have been woeful this week as well in Reno. Looks good.
Perfect.
First half of the season was Jones' worst since his rookie year in 01 and 02, but he's got a chance to bowl for the title here in Reno. The ConstructionJobs.com Championship semifinal number 2 when we return, the winner to take on Patrick Allen. The ConstructionJobs.com Championship is brought to you by Atonic, the official footwear of the PBA. Atonic, first one there. By Prescription Flomax. By H&R Block. When you got H&R Block, you got people. And by the United States Bowling Congress, ensuring the integrity and protecting the future of the sport of bowling. Bowl with us. Welcome back to the National Bowling Stadium. Not a bad seat in the house, but here's 2 better seats, an upgrade. The Aaron's Dream seats, 2 lucky fans, and 2 recliners right behind the line judge, taking in the events here from the ConstructionJobs.com Championship in Reno, Nevada. Randy Peterson, Rob Stone back here with you.
You know how much fun it would be to do the show, you and I, from those seats?
I'll take
We
it.
could get some grub out, a couple of sodas, just kind of chill. You've got your own little plasma screen right there.
Get Denny's to drop us off some breakfast, because it's early bowling here on the West Coast.
Good point.
Ryan Shafer, down 14. Maybe he's figured things out.
There's the adjustment we were talking about. Now he's moving to the middle part of the lane, and he's kind of getting in that same zone where Tommy Jones is.
His 3rd strike in 6 frames.
Can I get a re-rack? Is that okay?
I mean, that's a good 7 boards left of where he was. The good news, he's still in the match. He's only down by 14, taking a re-rack on the left lane.
Next week, we continue our West Coast swing and head on over to Medford, Oregon for the 2008 Lumber Liquidators Earl Anthony Medford Classic, who will win $180,000 in prize money. Find out with us live next Sunday, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. And everybody looking forward to heading to Medford. They really welcome the PBA.
Beautiful shot there.
Well, this is interesting for Shafer, Randy. All of his throws, they've either been a strike or his first ball knocks down 6.
Well, yeah, and I think that he's going to be a lot better off now because he's in a better spot of the lane.
I don't think you have in about 20 times.
So I think he could throw the 6th count out the window now. He's going to keep that ball in a pretty straight line to the pocket right around the 10th, 11th, 12th board.
Jones up 4, working on a spare. Asked Jones if he had any New Year's resolutions. Said, I'm not into that. It would just give me something to break by January 4th.
Good call.
That's the spirit. Picks up the spare, and we check in with this week's Atomic Edge, Randy.
And again, getting back to how you create revolutions in power, the cupped wrist on the way down, he's going to cup his elbow, and then he just uncups everything at the bottom of the swing. Now, of course, you have to have pretty good swing direction and some good timing in order to repeat that, but those are the ingredients to create power and revolutions. And someday, Rob, maybe I'll show you how to do it.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah! He's had a couple junk strikes, but they all look the same on the scoreboard.
He's like a cat. He's got 9 lives, this guy. Trips the 2-8, then he gets a little messenger running across to get the 4. What's this come? Hey, get out of there. Tommy's not even amused.
Yeah, enjoy it. A strike is a strike. Now Shafer down 2 in the 8th. Looking for a turkey. That would have been a strike for Jones.
I was rooting for you.
Well, the good news is he missed the pocket, and he didn't get 6 and left himself with an easy spare, the 7-pin. Bad news is he didn't trip to get that light hit that he was looking for that Tommy Jones got.
Scoring almost identical average-wise between these two this week. Picks that one up again. Shafer from Horseheads, New York. His wife, Michelle, did a paper on how the town got its name. Go back to 1779.
Okay.
Soldiers there mercifully killed the horses because they were starving. Years later, when settlers came in, they saw the skulls and named the town Horseheads. Now, Ryan gave us a different story, one a little bit more gruesome. Yesterday, and Michelle called in and corrected her husband. Shafer squeaked through qualifying, but 12-1 in match play this week. He swept the number 2 seed Chris Barnes, lost just 1 game to Brad Angelo, and swept reigning player of the year Doug Kent in the round of 8. But he's going to have to drop a lot of pins and get a break here if he wants to move to the round of 2.
Well, and he just got a horrible break. That ball was high flush, stone 7, and it couldn't have come at a worse time because Ryan's looking to put some strikes together to win this match. Both players are in the 2 teens right now. The advantage, Tommy Jones working on a strike in the 8th.
So again, Shafer takes care of the 7. Second frame in a row, he's had to do that to pick up the spare. Now Jones steps up to begin his 9th frame, working on a strike and massaging a 4-pin advantage.
Tommy struggling with ball speed, can't get the ball up to the pocket. He's been getting some really good breaks every time he goes light. Not this time. He leaves the bucket minus the 5-pin. And just another tough spare. Conversion, he'll still lead by 4 heading into the 10th frame where he can then throw a double and 8 and lock this thing up.
Asked him about his success on television yesterday. He said, you know, I get some good breaks at times, but he also is very successful at manipulating the lanes, the lights, when the television crew is here. Kind of breaks down the oil, makes it evaporate faster.
Oh, boy.
More friction starts showing up a little bit earlier. And more hook on the lanes.
And check that. I said double 8. He needs double 7 to shut out Ryan Shafer.
That's a smooth roll. Boy, you didn't even hear the ball hit the wood there.
Yeah, you didn't hear the ball hit the lane when he let go of it. That's pretty solid there. One more just like it. And Tommy Jones will be on his way to bowling Patrick Allen for the title.
He's found it. He's found the groove. He's not there yet, but he's 7 pins away.
Now, all the breaks this game went to Tommy Jones. He's taken advantage of it. He needs just 7. He's going to go through to a spare ball, and he's going to throw the heater right at the head pin. This one's going to be fast.
6 strikes so far. Needs just 7. 9 will do.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
He smashed. So Tommy Jones to take on Patrick Allen. Jones ends with a 223. The best Shafer can do is 220.
Now, of course, he gets the break. Well, it's a good week for Ryan Shafer, and it's a nice way to start the second half of the season, turning things around.
On my hand, I can't hang on to the ball.
I don't know where it's going, so.
Ryan wanted
right at the head pin and never hook.
Asked us yesterday if we could give a shout out to Al Jones in Sparta, New Jersey, regional player in the East, battling cystic fibrosis, had a lung transplant a few years ago, needs another one, and Ryan said his tournament dedicated to Al Jones.
Al Jones cashed last year at the U.S. Open. Pretty good bowler. You cash at the U.S. Open, you're got some talent, because U.S. Open conditions, pretty tough.
And that'll wrap it up. 223 to 210 advantage Jones. He moves on to his first title game of this season. As you take a look at the numbers. So the title match is set. Patrick Allen versus Tommy Jones for a $25,000 check. That will help come tax time. Welcome back to ESPN's live coverage of the ConstructionJobs.com Championships, coming your way from Reno, Nevada. Randy Peterson, Rob Stone with you as we're getting set for the final between Patrick Allen and Tommy Jones. Want to remind you, coming up a little bit later tonight here on ESPN, it's the final bowl game of the season prior to tomorrow night's title game. It's the GMAC Bowl, coming your way live from Mobile, Alabama. Bowling Green from the MAC, taking on the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Live coverage, 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on ESPN. Time now for the Geico Championship recap. Randy?
Okay. Semifinal number 1. PA Patrick Allen defeated Danny Wiseman by the score of 248 to 192. Dare I say, 2 ham bones in that match.
Giddy up.
Semifinal number 2. Tommy Jones defeated Ryan Shafer by the score of 223 to 210. Tommy caught 2 nice breaks, and in a tight match, a huge double in the 10th to advance.
It was a ham-boneless semifinal. When we return, our coverage of the finals of the ConstructionJobs.com begins. Patrick Allen taking on Tommy Jones, both of them seeking their 11th career title. We welcome you back to snowy Reno, Nevada. They have just been pasted by the white stuff the last couple days, but we are warm and toasty inside the National Bowling Stadium here for the ConstructionJobs.com Championship, and we are set for our coverage of the title game. It'll be the lefty, Patrick Allen, who ended semifinal number 1 with 4 straight strikes, had 9 total, taking on Tommy Jones, who defeated Ryan Shafer 223 to 210.
Both players 10 career titles apiece, both major championship winners.
This season, the PBA and Motel 6 are giving fans the unique chance to vote on different elements of the winner-take-all 2008 Motel 6 Roll to Riches. This week's question is, well, what city should we host the Roll to Riches in?
This one right there. This one. No, not Phoenix, Orlando.
You're stressing Orlando. Well, you will be charged 99 cents per vote plus standard text messaging rates. Tune in next week to find out which city won. Where's your cell phone? Start texting Orlando. You want a home venue.
Please, folks. Please, Orlando, please.
Nothing against Dallas, Phoenix, or the city we're in right now, Reno, but selfishly, yeah, you and I will be doing some texting on the way to the airport for Orlando. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Here we go. Let's start the final. This is Tommy Jones. Starts off his 215th career Denny's PBA event with a strike. And with the win today, his career earnings would jump up to just over $969,000, coming that much closer to becoming the fastest bowler to ever reach $1 million. Chris Barnes right now holds that record. Here is Patrick Allen, a potential future Hall of Famer.
Come on. Got it.
For Allen, that is 5 straight strikes, leaking over from semifinal number 1 as we take a look at the matchup here in our title match.
Patrick Allen won his 10th title earlier this season, and don't make any mistake about it, he's not intimidated by Tommy Jones. Remember last season, here in this very same building, he beat Pete Weber and Walter Ray Williams Jr. to win the title.
He went 14-0 last season at Reno, seeking to defend the title. He has never defended the title before, and he is in a great position right now to do just that. And again, remember, win, and he ties Walter Ray Williams Jr. for number 1 on the Player of the Year points race. Destroyed 9 pins, but the 10.
I feel you, Ryan. I feel you, Hoss.
Wow. Same hit for Ryan Shafer in the last match. PA Stone 10. Watch this. Up and over the 10 pin.
That was not good shot.
Nice ups. What pin number was that?
I don't know. Was that the 6 pin?
I think with the 6. It's got good springs.
It's got good ups.
And takes care of the 10. And he'll take a seat. Here's Tommy Jones working off a strike. Doing 2 in a row.
The atomic messenger.
And a bit of a smirk from his adversary, Patrick Allen.
Watch how fast the head pin comes across, just searching for the 10. That was fast. Tommy Jones is starting to get a little bit of arc down the lane now, and that spells trouble for his opponents, no matter who they are. When he can get his ball to tip on this pattern especially, Tommy Jones is going to be a handful.
Jones was 4-1 on television last season, which equated to 2 titles.
can't you throw it slow once in your life?
That one didn't arc. PA said I can. Just gets amped up and overthrows this one again. The ball does not tip up, leaving the 2-4-5. This one won't be slow.
2-4-5 are punished. That was a message. You go tell the rest of your pins down there to fall down.
Go tell the rest of your buddies,
yeah,
I'll be back.
There's more where that came from. Here's Patrick Allen. Strike, spare to begin the third. Seeking his second title of the season.
Oh, jeez. Come on. Throw it like bad. God.
His 4 television appearances this season, equaling his total from last season, 2 shy of his career high of 6 from 2 years ago.
And speaking of high,
yeah,
that one was high.
Nice segue. Thanks, buddy.
Good break, though. Only leaving the 4 pin. That could have been big 4.
Takes care of that. Strike, spare, spare. Allen, the only one of our 4 bowlers today who admitted that he actually made a New Year's resolution, and that was to eat a little better. He said he's been sucking down chicken Caesar salads for about 4 days in a row. I guess that's healthier, but, you know, it's all in the dressing. You got to be careful of the dressing.
Pretty high fat content in that Caesar dressing, don't you think?
I've heard rumors of that. What's your New Year's resolution?
Oh, buddy, you don't want to know. Too many to count.
To play more Wii with your kids?
Guitar Hero 3 rocks.
After the shot boss.
Still circling.
I want to switch balls in that ring. What do you think? Yeah, maybe.
PA talking about possibly making a ball change, and looked like he kind of slipped or stuck a little bit there. The footing didn't look very good, and the execution wasn't great on that shot. Leaving the swishing or the light 5. The PA during the break will make a decision as to what kind of ball change he needs to make. Oh, my Lord.
Oh!
And that's just a mental error.
Wow. Well, he is going to have a lot of time to chew on that air ball. Allen at 67 after that open frame. Tommy Jones will take over in the 4th when our coverage returns. We welcome you back inside the National Bowling Stadium here in Reno, Nevada. We'll be with you till the conclusion of the ConstructionJobs.com Championship. Next week, we pack our bags and head to Medford, Oregon, Lava Lane for the Lumber Liquidators Earl Anthony Medford Classic, live 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The following Sunday, we're in the L.A. area, Fountain Valley, California, the Motel 6 Dick Weber Open. Again, live coverage, 1 Eastern on ESPN. Up now, Tommy Jones in the 4th, sporting a 20-pin lead after Patrick Allen whiffed on the 5-pin.
He left it open.
No whiffing there. Jones and Patrick Allen, the only 2 to win at least 2 titles in each of the last 3 seasons.
This reminds me a bit of the Tournament of Champions last season. And Tommy Jones, with all the revs and all that speed, his carry percentage today is spectacular. He's got a lot of good breaks. But when his ball touches the 1-3 pocket, all 10 seem to go down.
Give him a double.
Like that.
So now Patrick Allen steps up, and this is going to be interesting. His last 3 frames have gone 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 open frame. Is that a new ball?
I can't tell. They're all black or real dark in color. I can't tell. Wow. And that was a really good shot, and especially coming off of that fourth frame debacle where he whiffs the 5-pin, and Patrick Allen can bowl on tour another 10 years and never miss another 5-pin. But I think what happened was in him trying to figure out what type of ball change he was going to make. He lost focus. And on this pattern, when you get the ball going left or right of target, left, if you're a left-hander, the ball's not going to hook back and make it. And that's what happened.
He ended semi number 1 with 4 straight strikes, started the final with 1, and since then, spares in an open frame.
Nice spare, Horse. Nice spare.
At least he's smiling about it.
Nice spare.
Allen beat Wiseman 248 to 192.
I'll do the flop if I make another 5-pin, I promise.
In semi number 1.
Jeez. My goodness, PA. Ball.
Slows it down, perhaps, and same result.
Right now, PA's in a bad spot. Now he gets to the pocket, but it doesn't strike. He's got 1 strike through 6 frames, 1 open frame. Tommy Jones has got 2 doubles and a commanding 31-pin lead.
5th consecutive frame for Allen, where his first ball has dropped down 9.
If you're Tommy Jones, it's like throwing raw meat into the lion's cage. He's got to be sitting over there purring right about now.
Two frames, 2 spares. All right.
There's the Flomax Weekly Update on Tommy Jones. Finished 7th in our last event, which was in Spartanburg, South Carolina, his home state. No pin standing for the Simpsonville, South Carolina native, seeking his 11th tour title.
Wow.
Hard to believe a guy
Not
that's
possible anymore.
this talented only has 1 top 10 finish all season long. I know it's been a struggle for Tommy. Took some time off during the break, came in nice and refreshed mentally. Physically, he's been working on it. 41-pin lead now, can extend it to 51 with a strike here in the 7th.
Well, he's had a slew of those teasing strikes today in Reno. 4 in a row. Give that man a ham bone.
Tremendous pin carry today for Tommy Jones. But you know what? That's okay. When it's your day, it's your day.
And it is not Patrick Allen's day, at least here in the final. Started with a strike. Since then, it's been 9, which converted to spare. 9 converted to spare. 9 open frame. 9 converted to spare. And 9 converted to spare. It's a lot of 9s. Very uncharacteristic of the lefty. Guess what he left?
Yeah, and he almost left the 9 with it, and that would have been disastrous. Patrick Allen coming off of a 248 game in semifinal number 1 against Danny Wiseman, where he bowled a real solid game, picked up a couple of splits. And right now, he can't find a ball to knock all 10 down with 1 shot.
Mathematically, it may not be done, but you get the sense that psychologically, Allen has conceded this one.
Oh, brother!
Well, he's getting a lot of good 7-pin spare pickup practice today.
Spare it away, baby. Spare it away.
3 in a row for him.
Max 215 for Patrick Allen. Tommy Jones is already in the 230s.
There we go. The drought is over. His first strike since the first frame. Now Jones steps up, working on a ham bone.
15 pocket hits, 12 strikes, 80% carry percentage. That's tough to beat.
And the numbers improve.
And normally when you throw it right there, all 10 go down.
Ham bone +1. Don't make me come up with a name for 5 straight strikes. Because I'll do it.
How about that? This match is over, kid.
Only the third frame was not a strike for Tommy Jones. What a dominating performance. Even if Allen wasn't dropping nines, it'd be tough to beat Jones today.
Just massive, massive pocket carry. Watch this. Another head pin messenger, scout, whatever you want to call it. Just obliviates the 10 pin.
And now Allen gets it going with a double. Too little.
Switch balls too late.
Too late. And you just heard him right there. He said, switch balls too late. Tommy's so relaxed, he's exchanging high fives with random children in the crowd.
Wow. He's good enough. Y'all don't have to knock him down for him.
Is that his daughter, Ella, actually? No?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Rob, you're just sitting a long way away from it. It's okay, buddy.
I can't tell.
I've got you covered.
I had Ella on my mind because Tommy was telling us about the Christmas present he got his daughter. His 26-month-old daughter received her first bowling ball under the Christmas tree, a Shrek ball weighing in at all of 6 pounds.
It's like a quarter of her weight?
Yeah, that's what he said, a fourth of her body weight. No holes, just 2 hands, and wants no help throwing it down. Dad, back off. Here's Allen looking for a ham bone. Take home the ham bone with you to Medford. Enjoy it on the drive.
Another solid week, solid performance by PA. And again, the difference was not getting the ball to the pocket the right way for 6 frames, and all of a sudden, all 10 go down. And I'm as puzzled as PA is.
How do you entitled, bro?
Shut up.
Looking for 5 in a row.
Thank you, Reno. You guys are great.
Start the new trend, though, brother.
Sounds like he's performing at the Stardust. Thank you, Reno. You've been great. Try the prime rib. Tip your waiters. Now, Tommy Jones will just step up and let her rip. Doesn't matter.
Who didn't know I was going to bucket?
Start up. Make that bagger.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Mr. Schroeder.
Another impressive performance.
Pay the rent, Mop.
And a lesson in
Go Tigers for DJ.
lesson in pin carry right there.
You guys can make all the noise you want now. This one's for fun.
How about it? How about it?
That's how you wrap it up. The story of the day.
Thanks, Evanite.
254.
Thanks for help, all your help.
214. Tommy Jones taking care of his sponsors and raises a tournament title for the 11th time in his career. We'll be back to wrap up the ConstructionJobs.com championship after this. The ConstructionJobs.com championship is brought to you by Aaron's. Nobody beats Aaron's. Nobody. By CLR. All kinds of dirty, one kind of clean. By Go RVing. Visit GoRVing.com for a free DVD. What will you discover? Go RVing. And by Denny's. Denny's always works. Back in Reno, Patrick Allen unable to defend his title. Tommy Jones, the victor, as we look at our CLR clean sweep.
And it was all about Tommy Jones sweeping everything off the pin deck. Shot after shot after shot.
He had 9 strikes in the final, including a 6-bagger in frame 4 through 9. For Randy Peterson and our entire crew, I'm Rob Stone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Tommy Jones, your winner in Reno. We'll see you next week in Medford, Oregon.